So one day he showers you with attention, flowers, gifts, sweet words. The next, he's distant and cold, like as if you didn't even exist. So maybe you're constantly trying to be perfect, doing everything right, but somehow he always finds a way to tell you did wrong and how you could have done it better. You try your best and you feel like, oh, everything is okay, but then he comes home and he tells you, no, this is not okay, this is not correct. You feel smaller, you start second guessing yourself. Well, I mean, all this might be a sign that you're dealing with a person who has narcissistic features, not necessarily full-blown disorder. And I have a separate video where I discuss how we diagnose narcissistic personality disorder. But sometimes people without full disorder still can be very difficult for us, and then they can affect our mental health. I'm Dr. Ariana Prihitika, and for the last several decades, I've been working as a therapist doing research on emotion regulation, and the last 5 years I've been working more with people who have borderline narcissistic features and disorders. So on my channel you'll find counseling, psychological advice backed by science, so subscribe, share, you find useful. So before we talk about narcissists, we need to discuss what emotional abuse is. So start with big picture. It's a pattern of behavior that's used to control, degrade, or manipulate someone using emotional tactics. So it doesn't leave bruises physically, but it leaves deep wounds, and it affects your self-doubt, self-worth. You start feeling more anxious, you feel you're not good enough, you can become depressed. Narcissistic behavior is one of the most common forms of emotional abuse can take. And often the signs are subtle at first, but they build up over time until you feel like a shell of who you used to be. You start feeling empty. So let's break down the 4 most common signs you might be living or dating someone who has acute narcissistic features, and how each one of them is a form of emotional abuse. So sign number 1 is gaslighting. What it is, they make you question your reality. It's a manipulation tactic where someone makes you doubt your memories, your feelings, and your perception of events. It often sounds like, that never happened. You're being too sensitive. You always make a big deal out of nothing. Over time, you begin to think you're going crazy. You stop trusting your own mind and you begin relying on them, and that's what they want. You begin relying on them to tell you what's real. So why this is emotional abuse? Because gaslighting breaks your self-trust. Like, it's not just invalidation, it's control. If they can shape your reality, they can control how you feel and how you behave, and that's what they need, power. Sign number 2 is constant criticism. Nothing you do is ever good enough. So they will criticize the way you talk, the way you walk, your job, your body, your parenting, your tone, anything. At first, it might seem like they just want to do the best for you. They will tell you like, why are you so sensitive to criticism? It's good. But no, it's not good. It's relentless. Relentless, often cruel. Eventually, you internalize that voice and their criticisms become your inner monologue. So why this is emotional abuse? Because this is not about helping you grow. It's about shrinking you down so they feel bigger and more in control. It destroys your confidence and keep you dependent on their approval. Sign number 3, lack of empathy. They simply don't care about your feelings. Well, unless your emotions serve their needs. When you're hurt or vulnerable, a narcissist may ignore your pain completely, dismiss it, or twist the moment to make themselves the victim. So, for example, you say, I'm really struggling lately. They reply, you think you have it bad? Oh my God, look at what I deal with. So why this is emotional abuse? Because lack of empathy is dehumanizing. It sends a message, your feelings do not matter, and that leaves you emotionally isolated, especially, when you need it the most and you have someone who could support you. Love bombing and devaluation, number 4. So at first, you're the center of their universe. They shower you with attention, praise, affection. This is love bombing. Then, suddenly, it flips. They become distant, critical, or even cruel. That's devaluation phase. And you're left scrambling, trying to get back to the person they used to be. But that version of them only existed to hook you in. Why this is emotional abuse? Well, this hot and cold cycle keeps you off balance and emotionally dependent. It creates an addictive loop of seeking their approval and chasing their affection. So if these signs feel familiar, you're not alone. You're definitely not crazy. Because living with a person with acute narcissistic features can drain your soul. But the good news is you can start reclaiming your peace, right now, today. So here are 4 powerful first steps to begin your healing journey. Well, step number 1 is just acknowledge what is happening. You can't heal what you won't name, and we avoid naming things. Denial is often a way to survive toxic relationships, but acknowledgement is how you leave them. So what to do? You can write down what's happening. I recommend to do it. Keep journal of things said, especially if you're easy forgiving people. Stop minimizing it. Don't say, we just argue a lot. Say, they constantly invalidate and criticize me. This is emotional abuse. Trust your body. When your stomach hurts, when they enter the room, it's your nervous system talking. Acknowledging abuse does not make you weak. It makes you free. Step 2, you need to set boundaries. Boundaries aren't about changing the narcissist. They're about protecting you. What to do? Start small and clear. Like, let's say, I won't stay in conversations where I'm being yelled at. I walk away. Follow through with consequences. If you don't enforce the boundary, they'll keep crossing it. Learn to say no without guilt. No, I'm not okay with that. No, I'm not available. Boundaries are self-respect in action, and you must protect your peace. Step number 3. Well, reach out for support. You weren't meant to do this alone. Abuse thrives in isolation. Support brings you back to the truth. You're not the problem. So you can confide in a trusted friend or family member. You can share that you haven't been okay and talk to them. You can join a support group in person or online. You can search narcissistic abuse support groups. You can see a therapist who understands trauma and abuse dynamics. Use resources like domestic abuse hotlines. If you feel overwhelmed, they're free. You can just call and talk to them. Support helps you remember who you are beyond what the narcissist made you believe. Step 4, you need to rebuild your self-trust. Emotional abuse teaches you to second-guess yourself constantly. Healing is learning to believe in your own voice again, and you had it. You had it. You still have it. So you need to practice validating your feelings. You can tell yourself, it's okay to feel hurt. My emotions are real. Make small decisions daily and celebrate them. Like, I choose rest today. That was the right call. Keep a journal of moments where you stood up for yourself. Use affirmations like, I trust what I see. I trust what I feel. I don't need permission to honor my truth. You do not need their approval. You need your own belief in yourself. You deserve peace. Living with a narcissistic person may have made you question your worth, your sanity, and your strength. But hear me out. You are not too sensitive. You are not broken. You are not unlovable. You deserve emotional safety, mutual respect, love that does not come with conditions or cruelty. Recognizing the abuse is the first step. Healing is the next. And peace is absolutely possible. If this resonated with you, know that you're not alone and you don't have to keep living in survival mode. Your feelings are valid, your story matters, and your healing starts right now.